Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 5th installment of the Techpadi Africa's Break into Tech series. Today, we're going to be looking at simple tricks that will make you a pro at Google searching. Now, this might sound weird to some people because, it's just Google searching, but there are tricks, there are methods that you could use while searching on Google that would give you the most efficient and accurate answers to what you're looking for. For example, you want to search for the best hotels in Lagos or something. You could simply type in best hotels in Lagos, and that would bring out the results. But what if there was a better way to make your search more efficient? It wouldn't just bring you best hotels according to the location that you put it, but the type of specialization that you want. So let's get right into it. Googling is an art that should be learned. Of course. So trick number 1. Oh, I should mention that this is going to be a very practical class, and not just practical, short class as well, because we're just going to go through the examples and we're good to go. So step number 1, when website related searches, if you want to search for something in a specific website, for example, let's say I want to get information about Bridgerton, I could simply go Bridgerton. Now, when I search for Bridgerton, I see results about the novel series itself, then the cast of the series, as well as similar questions. And you would notice that the first website here is the International Movie Database and the Wikipedia page, but I want to watch Bridgerton, right? Of course, it shows Netflix here. Or since I want to watch Bridgerton, I don't have the time to be going through, to be scrolling down all those things. So that's why the site-specific search comes in. So we could search for Bridgerton, sites, netflix.com. So this brings results only from netflix.com. So the results we can see is netflix.com, watch Bridgerton, watch Queen Charlotte, which is the new installment of Bridgerton. And then all the responses we have here, at least the first page of the responses, are from Netflix. You see, we could do this in a different way too. We could use the International Movie Database as well. That way, all the response I get to is limited to the IMDb website. So it's not just Bridgerton. It could be something like let's say Python tutorial. Or there are so many Python tutorials, right? So I want to limit my search to w3schools.com. So I've got w3schools.com. All these are just sponsored ads, so could ignore them. So all my results are from w3schools.com. So this is different from simply just searching for Python tutorial. So if we search for Python tutorial, for example, just that, you get different ones, the official documentation first, then from W3 Schools, Python from different websites, and even videos as well. So when you use the sites keyword on your search, that's sites Netflix.com, you can be able to streamline all your search responses to a particular website. So yeah, so the second trick is if you're searching for something that is related. So we've talked about Netflix, right? So I want to watch movies. I can't afford Netflix. So I can simply say alternatives to Netflix. Right. So I could search for alternatives to Netflix. Of course, I get the list. But there is a better way to do this. Alternative to Netflix is really a long thing to type. So I can simply do related to Netflix.com. So this comes with websites that are closely related to the sites that I put in. So this is related Netflix.com. So I've got Hulu, which is also a streaming site. I've got Flickster, Movie Phone, so much more. I mean, even more than what alternatives to Netflix gave us. And this is quite the first time I would see just few responses on Google pages. But we keep going on, and NetVibes, even on Tumblr. So that's related. So the same way that we did for there's the for W3 schools as well. So let's see where we could learn codes, right? So this is World Wide Web Consortium, that's W3C, is Code Academy, Hypertext Processor, Site Points, Tutorials Points. These are all websites where you could learn programming languages. It does the same thing. These websites do the same thing W3 schools do. So that's trick number 2. Trick number 3, we could use logic while searching for something. So just like we have logic, it's either and, or. Of course, we've got more than that, but in this case, we're using just this two. We're using and or. So what and does is that it includes both terms in your search results, and or includes at least one of the terms. So it includes either A or B or even both, because it's or. That's how logic works. So let's search for Netflix and Hulu, for example. Hulu. Well, this happens because we're doing too much of Google search. So the first response says Hulu versus Netflix 2023. So what this brings is that it brings every result that it's going to bring would contain both Hulu and Netflix. So like we have here, is Netflix and Hulu free? How much is Netflix and Hulu? What is Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime? What show is moving from Netflix to Hulu? So all your responses, every single one of them would have Netflix and would have Hulu in it. So Hulu, Netflix, Netflix, Hulu, Netflix, Hulu, Netflix, Hulu, wherever it brings it from, you're going to be having both Hulu and Netflix. This doesn't look like it has Hulu in the topic, but I'm sure if we open the site, we're going to find Hulu there. I mean, it's possible because here are 16 great alternatives to try. Hulu would definitely be there. So let's say I want to learn something, for example, I want to learn the Python programming language, but I'm not learning just that. Let me learn it with React.js. React.js. So our first result says full stack Python React. So you know Python already and you want to learn React. So the same thing with people would ask, can we use Python React.js? What is Python's replacement for React? So all the search results is going to bring, be it blogs or videos or official documentation, it is going to contain both Python and React. So we're building full stack applications with Python and React.js, how to create a Flask app, a Flask plus React projects, Python Flask and React.js full stack. So all our results as to contain both. So the same way or works. So let's use Python or React.js. Like I mentioned, it's going to give you one, either of it or both. So so React.js versus Python, as usual, is this all this? Yeah, is Python more difficult than JS? There is no React here. It's all. So Python with us, just like we have, just like the results is bringing it. You know, like I said, it brings either Python or React or both, because it's an or logic. Oh, let's search for Python or PHP. That looks more fun. So we've got Python versus PHP, PHP versus Python. basically. So the result of and or sometimes could be similar depending on what you're using it for. So let's do, this should be the same thing too when we do Netflix or Hulu. So the results are usually closely related. So, yep. So trick number 3. Oh, sorry, number 4. Use quotes to get the exact terms. So let's say you're looking for something and let's say you've got an error or something and you want more details about it. You could simply search for whatever error you're getting. So let me copy this. Value error, could not process inputs. Let me just guess. Inputs array. Yeah, from shape. From shape. Okay, let's just pick one of this. So because this is a bug from writing codes, you could have exact things, yeah. But there are times when you search for things and you don't get the exact thing. So when you want to get the exact value, you just put them in this quotes, and like that, you have to search. It searches for the exact value. You see that the result has changed. The first was in 2017, and this has changed to 2019. So it gives you exactly what you're searching for. So this is 3 1. Well, this is 1 3 into shape of 3 into shape of 3, unlike the previous one. So let's see what let's look for a more relatable use. Let's go back to our Bridgerton. So let's say Bridgerton, I think it's Charlotte or something. Bridgerton Charlotte. Let's see, interesting. Let's just say interesting, read the facts. So the results we've got, the first website here says Queen Charlotte's true story. Real Queen Charlotte's story arrives. Queen Charlotte's a Bridgerton story. But you see, this is not the exact term that I searched for. So I could make sure that this exact term shows up by using the quotes. So I use quotes around that. Well, it says no results for Charlotte's interesting. So then it says results for this without quotes. That means picking on each of the words one after the other. How about we use something else? Say story. Yeah. So Bridgerton, Charlotte's story. That's more like it. Bridgerton Charlotte's story, another response here, Bridgerton Charlotte's story. So what this quote does is that when you put your search words between quotes, it gives you the exact result. It brings out the responses in the exact way that you put it in. So let's go to the next step. So next trick says it's using wildcards to get different combinations of results. And when I say wildcards, I mean this guy. Now this guy, what this guy does is that it finds you every possible combination of a word you put, say the something theory. Let's say you forgot something and you know it's the something theory. So rather than type, okay, for example, let's go with this first, the something theory, we can see the results, right? So how about we do the theory? So this brings different combinations of the and theory with something in between. So for example, we've got the theory, the causal theory, the author theory, different responses that would fall into the same. Let's see something more specific, the latent analysis. And one thing you should notice while you're still typing it, you get responses, the latent semantic analysis theory, the latent growth curve analysis theory. So let's search for that. So we've got latent semantic analysis, latent class analysis, latent profile analysis. So latent structure analysis, latent transition analysis, latent semantic analysis. So the wildcard, it now depends on what you're searching for. So I forgot what I'm looking for, but I know it's latent something analysis. Then I see latent profile, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. So what the wildcard does is that it gives you every possible combination of whatever words that you put in to the Google search. That's trick number 5. Trick number 6, you could exclude words using hyphen. Say, let's say the search is Bridgerton, Charlotte's story, or story. I'm searching for Bridgerton, Charlotte's story, but I want to exclude Bridgerton, so I just put an hyphen, a dash actually. Just put a dash here. So it's going to bring everything Bridgerton that's related to Bridgerton, but it would not include the Bridgerton word in my search results. So everything I would have would be based on Charlotte's story. Of course, everything would be related to Bridgerton as well. So like we have Charlotte's story, 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 everywhere. So say you're looking for something in a particular subject, but you don't want your response to have that subject as part of the words in your response. So it's a way to exclude that from it. So let's look for another example. Let's say, let me see what example I have here. The value here. So let's say I've got, what example can I use? Okay, let's say I've got I can't find an example right now, but I guess you get the drift. So okay, how about we remove regions and remove Charlotte from it? So we've got something totally different. So these are different stories that has to do with Bridgerton, but Charlotte's not inclusive other people in Bridgerton, be it books or movies, but I think it's mostly books. So let's move on to the next trick, which is filtering. You can filter your results to have a particular date. So let's say I'm searching for Python tutorials, for example. You know, I could do Python tutorial, and I have a list of tutorials, right? So, and I have videos 2020, 2019, 2022, but I want my results only after 2020, for example. So after 2020, this is supposed to be part of the results, but I guess it doesn't have enough. So after 2020, then we could go before 2020 as well. And that's 2019, 2020. Well, maybe Python tutorial is not a very good example. Let's look for something else. Let's say lizards. Lizards are a form of natural disasters. So earthquakes before 2020. Oh, this is not working as much as it's supposed to. So 2020, the results are all 2020. So if we change this to after, I mean, it really depends on what use case you're using it for. I really can't think of anything out of my head right now. Okay, yeah, this works. So all the results here are after, none of it is before 2020. The date of publication, I mean, Wikipedia is updated all the time. So this is 2021, 2020, 2023, 2020. And you could also filter between, let's say, 2019, 3 dots, and 2023. So this brings all the results that this would bring would be between 2019 and 2023. Nothing would be from before that time. So the next trick, we're going to be specifying types. Say, I want to, I'm looking for something, maybe a book, for example. I could say Harry Potter, file type, PDF. This is not so well, should I say that? Because yeah, so the results are all PDF. I don't think this is legal. If you want to buy the book, you should buy the book the way you're supposed to. Buy it legally. Oh, well, 20 facts and it's just 2 pages. Oh, cool. It's just 5 pages. So it's not the real book itself. So all the results that it brings out of that PDF, I could change that as well. Let's say I'm looking for Jericho. And I want the file type to be MP4. I could do that as well. Oh, it says you can't find any MP4. Okay, let's say MP3. You can't find MP3 either. And at least you won't have to be strolling through the whole lot of Google results without looking for an MP3 or an MP4 that doesn't exist. So that way you find a way to get it immediately. Now I'm looking for Nico file type. I guess Jericho is too broad. File type, let's say MP3. Still the same thing. Okay. What other file types do we have? Okay, let me try PDF. Maybe to bring the yeah, nothing. Well, all the responses are PDF though, but you let me know that it's not getting so many matches for this. So what else can we look for? I think we've done file type, we've done PDF, FP4, that's not working. So we could also specify our image size. Say I want to keep wide image, and I want the image size to be 50 by 50 for whatever reason that I need it for. Then images, yep. So all the results are of the size 50 by 50, that's too small. Let's increase that to 250. Yeah. So all these images are of size 250 by 250. So let's say you want a profile picture and you don't want to crop it or something. You want to crop it, you just want it to be the exact size, to retain the quality and things. This is a very cute kitten. So you don't want to crop it, you want the exact size, so you could use it. I mean, it's very obvious here, 250 by 250. So that is specifying image sizes. At the same time, let's say I want a wallpaper. A wallpaper of Harry Potter. You can see the image size is 1240 by 720. let's see. Oh, this is what happens when you put too much traffic on Google searches. I am not a robot. So let's go to images now. I've got different sizes of relating to Harry Potter. So let's say let's have wallpaper. So it's because wallpaper could be of different sizes. It could be for your phone or your laptop or whatever screen I'm using. The size is 1240 by 720. So I don't have to edit. I can just have that. Oh, this is 1280 by 70, which means this dimension is a very wrong one. So let's say these are two. So it's 1280 by 720. My word. So that's another trick on this. So also, you could get links that lead to a particular link. Let's say, for example, I'm looking for every website that links to Techpadi Africa. So I could do link Techpadi Africa. So all these results are results that has linked to Techpadi Africa's website. So which makes sense, our LinkedIn page, because we've got the link on the page, the Techpadi Africa website itself, then Facebook page, Twitter, YouTube, everything that leads to Techpadi Africa. So this website, I'm very sure if we open them, there would be at least one link that leads to Techpadi Africa. And you know, regularly in search results, the most important, the most relevant comes up first. So for lists that would be here, we are deaf community Techpadi Africa. For results that could be on, let's say, page 3 or something, you could have might not be totally Techpadi Africa, but yes, we've got Techpadi Africa here. So what I'm saying is that you could have links that might not be Techpadi Africa itself. It could be something similar, let's say Tech.Africa or something, or in this case, Techpaka. Oh, it has Techpadi Africa too. Anyway, the point has been made. So you use, say, you're also looking for, let's say you have your website or something, somebody.com, and you want to see every place, every website that's referenced your website. So you just use the link or something. You know, this is obviously wrong. So it's bringing obviously idiotic responses as well. So yeah. So with Google searches, spellings and grammar do not matter. It doesn't really matter what type of if you put in the wrong spelling or the right spelling, Google would autocorrect that for you, and it will tell you that it has autocorrected it. Also, the more words, the better at times, then the more descriptive, the better. So now, the more, for example, let's do something with Harry Potter. Let's meet and he in the lands of walk through parts 4. So this is search results for Harry Potter in the land of walkthrough part 4. So you can see that it's corrected my spelling error and fixed my grammar as well. I mean, I used plural of parts and it changed that back to singular of parts. So it tells me that it's showing results for this, and then it brings the results. So yeah, so that's it. So at the same time too, like I mentioned, the more words the better. That works only if you don't know what you're looking for. Say you're looking for okay, solutions. Let's say I've got an overheating laptop. So laptop, I know it's an HP laptop. Do I know the model? No, I don't know the model, so I'm not putting that in. But I know it's a touch screen, so I'm going to have touch screen. So it's overheating. then fix. Yeah. So it's bringing HBook notebook PC for me, how to reduce it inside the laptop friends, blah, 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 blah. So you've got a lot of videos, so you can just scroll through the responses to see which one exactly works for you. But in cases where you know what you're looking for, just go for that directly. The more descriptive, the better. I think we've touched that part in that thing as well. Yeah, and those are a number. I think we mentioned about 10 of tricks that you could use with can use to get more accurate, more descriptive, and more effective answers from your Google searches. But at the same time, there are a lot of things that you can do with Google that people don't use. For example, you could use Google as a calculator. Let's say 457 multiplied by 12. And even without hitting enter, I get the response here, 5484. So let's do something, let's say 12%, 0.2 off, let's say 500. 50% multiplied by 500. So that's 60. It gives you your result straight up. And when you hit enter, you get this calculator interface where you could continue to do whatever it is you want to do. Sine 589, minus 0.9988, whatever. So yeah, so you could use Google for the mathematical calculation. So it's not just plus and products, it works for every other thing as well. 45 divided by 98, 0.44444, multiplied by 0, multiplied by 98, 4410, raised to the power of 98, it brings the answer. Raised to the power of 5, that's more relatable. So it brings the response without you eating the enter key. So at the same time, you could use it to calculate your tips. Say you're paying 5% of as tip. So you spend like, let's say 45,000 naira. You're paying this as well. You're paying 2,250 as a tip. But at the same time, you could search for tip calculator, and then it brings it. So you put in your bill here. Let's say 65. Let's move forward. 659. So your tip is, let's say 10%. So, and the number of people, you're the only one that went out. So you're paying 65.90 as tip, and your total is 724. Well, this is in dollars, but it's the same thing for every type of naira. So let's say 2 of you went out. So this is tip per person, and this is total per person. 3 of you went out, tip per person and total per person. So that's also something you could use Google search for. So at the same time, you could also use it for conversion. You could convert currency, metrics, time, and even use it to check stock prices. So let's say conversion, we could say something like 45,000 naira to pounds. Without hitting enter, I have my response on 7.35 pounds sterling. So the same way I could do 45,000 pounds to naira, and I have it as 26 million naira. I could also change that to dollars as well, United States dollars. I could also change it to Canadian dollars. I have that. I could also change that to, I think, Australian dollars as well. Australian dollars. Well, I have to hit enter this time around, so I've got it there. So you could also change it to whatever currency you want. I mean, that's all the world currencies here. So Loti, dollar, dinar, dollar, real, rupee, Indian rupee, and then you could check that as well. So that's currency conversion. You could do metric conversion as well. Let's say you want to find out your height in foot and inches, but you only know it in centimeters. So you could go, let's say you want centimeters in feet. So that means you're 6 foot 2 inches. Yeah, so you could also change from centimeters to meters as well. Yeah, you could also change from to make it inches, just inches only. Yeah, you could also change it to kilometers. So it's not just distance or length, it's also weight as well, 560 kg to pound. So you're using the British conversion to the American conversion. So let's say you're 56 kg. As a person in British colonized places, you would be 123.5 pounds. In America, I don't want to say colonized, but yeah, colonized places, you get it right. So you could use it to convert data from one unit to the other, and you can also use it to check for stock prices as well. Stock prices. Stock prices. Current stock price. I am not a robot. This should show it's yeah, stock price today. So it shows you all the list of stock prices that we've got. So at the same time, even if you knew the others, I'm sure not many people knows this, you can use it to create mathematical graphs. Say you want to create a graph, so let's go graph of cos 50 multiplied by sine 35 divided by 10. I'm just bringing this from the top of my head. I don't know if that is correct or not. So yeah, it's taking a while. So since this is the graph for it, I don't see the curves, man. I don't see the curves. Where are the curves? Yeah, it's a straight line. This is it, which shows that my equation is a very stupid one. The very stupid. Oh well, this response will give you a constant. It's going to be a number. So what was I thinking? Okay, so let's try something else. Let's say graph of y equals to 7x raised power 2 plus let me put this in brackets so it won't make mistake. I shouldn't. Plus 5x plus 10 as an example. So let's see this. Yeah, a quadratic equation. So you could use this to plot linear graphs or linear graphs, polynomial graphs, or quadratic graphs. So it depends on what you want to use it for. So for example, now I've got a quadratic graph here. I've got a quadratic graph here. So the same way I can use it to plot linear graphs as well. So let's say 7x, that's 12x plus 10. Let's just go with it. So, and the good thing is that it tells you your intercepts and it tells you, gives you your slope as well. So, so that's one thing to use Google for as well. So, okay. So apart from that, you can also use it to get distances, maps generally, the distance, route, and average travel time between two places. So let's say I'm going from Lagos to Ibadan, for example. So it says I'm going to be there 2 hours, 16 minutes via the expressway, as the Lagos-Ojo Expressway. So I could I could go here to take me to the maps for me to show me the directions and the likes. But so this is like when you're using a car ride, this is public transportation. No routes found, which is expected because the Nigerian route system is not on Google Maps yet. And then if you want to walk from Lagos to Ibadan, it brings it here. So it's going to take you 29 hours. It's going to take you more than 1 day to walk from Lagos to Ibadan via the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. So so you could also do something like distance. This shows just the routes. You could do something like distance Lagos to Ibadan. and it shows you it's 131.5 kilometers. Did it show it the last time, or didn't it show it? I'm not sure. Let's just confirm. Oh, it shows it as well. So so you could pick in and it doesn't just have to be Lagos. It could be a particular address. Let's say Muritadha Airport. Mohammed, yeah, Muritadha Mohammed Airports. You pick, there is Terminal 2, and then there is domestic airport. So let's Terminal 2, and from there you're going to where in Ibadan? Where can we use in Ibadan? Okay, let's say Ibadan. Let's see if it would give a particular. Oh, there's an Ibadan street in Lagos. Nice. So let's say if it would give you a particular location. Where in Ibadan? Where can I use it? Okay, let's go to Techpadi's building. Yep. So I'm going to assume the Terminal 2 is not motorable, which is why it's not giving that. But if we could do something like, let's just go for the international airport itself. No routes found. Why is that? Well, I guess our road system, our road networks in Nigeria is not updated on Google Maps yet. But let me use, let's say, a random place, for example. Let's see, let me use Disneyland in Paris. Yeah. So, and from there, I want to go to, there's somewhere in France as well. Where in Paris, France can I go to? Paris, France. I don't know. Let's just pick this. Let's Google search for Disneyland. Hotels around Disneyland, Paris. So this is something else we're going to look at later. So B&B Hotel, press to Disneyland. Okay. B&B Hotel. Okay. Where else found? I'm not sure why this is like this, but let's start again. What's the name of the hotel again? B&B Hotel. B&B Hotel. It's not giving maps. It's not giving the maps. It's supposed to give the maps. It's supposed to give. Oh well. It was to give the distance. I'm not checking the maps yet. What I want to do is distance. This is what I wanted to show. Why is it showing my location? I wanted to show my location. I wanted to show business. Or maybe the two places are the same place. Maybe. This is my location. Location. It's bringing my location. Oh yeah, places named my location. Let's just do it like this. Let's say cinema. So there is a real cinema close to me. Real cinema. I'm not showing the maps. Anyways, let's move on. So it shows, we've seen it's showing the distance, showing us routes, average travel time between two places. It can also show us, what I don't have here is itinerary. For example, I just searched for real cinema. And it's showing me what they are going to show. What they are going to show today. So by this is 3:53. They started showing Guardians of the Galaxy by 3:50. At the same time, they're showing Super Mario movie and the like. So this is all times. So let's say I can go tomorrow at night. I see what they have on Monday at night or in the morning. These are also things you could do with simple Google searches. So we've got you can also do stuff like hotel. Yeah, the thing is, some of the results are not coming up the way they're coming because I'm using the Google search too much. So it's thinking it's a robot. So I'm pretty sure that if you do that on your end, it's going to be like different from what I'm saying. So it's showing hotels where I can find the hotels, and then it's showing its hotels itself. And it's also showing the prices that I would have to pay if I'm going in there. So let's say Travelodge in the central of the city. I want to check in on Monday, yeah, and I'm checking out. Let's say I'm checking out on the 11th. Yep. So it's going to calculate how much I'm going to be paying. So as you can see here, it says 2 people. It's just me. So I'm going to change it to 1 adult. So so I guess all the rooms, available rooms they have in this hotel at this moment, yeah, rooms for 2 people. That's why it's not showing 1 person. So this is nightly total. That's if I just want to spend the night. But if I want to spend more than that, say 3 nights and during the day as well, I can adjust that. Yes. So let's try again. Let's see hotels in department. Yeah, we've got Golden Tulip 4.5, whatever. This is in Bodija and this is in Agodi. So let's see Golden Tulip. So the same way it works, the same way as well. So it shows you the price. When you pick your date, it shows you most of the times this might not be the exact amount you're going to pay. Sometimes it could be slightly different. But when you get to the checkout page of that hotel, obviously you see the real prices there. So you could also use Google as a dictionary. Say searching for, let's see, let's call one word, differentiates. It comes, oh yeah, I corrected my spellings. Then it comes with the definition of differentiates. Then I could see more. And I have like a total encyclopedia of whatever that word is. So you could use it as that. Then you could also use it as a language translator. Say bonjour. It detects that it's French, yeah, but I could say bonjour to English. So I've got bonjour. Good morning. So you could also, change it, pick whatever language it is you want to pick. And the good thing is that when you're using a mobile phone, you could simply speak it into it and then you translate it out and say it out in case you're speaking with someone you're not speaking the same language. So we could also use it. Oh yeah, I've mentioned this flights, hotels, events, and all this. So you could also use this as a timer and an alarm clock. Let's say timer 5 minutes. So the timer already started. So if you want to change it to like a stopwatch instead, you could change to a stopwatch, but obviously we're using a timer. So in 5 minutes, this would go off. Hopefully I wouldn't close the tab or use it to search for something else. So you could use it to find events as well. Let's see tech events around me. Tech events. Yeah. So it shows you all without even using around me. It shows you tech events around me, the dates, their time, and their venues. So you could also use it to find, let's say, petrol station or something. Petrol station. I don't even need the name actually. Brings it out. Brings out the petrol stations around me. I can use it to find like public bathrooms, so places that have public bathrooms. I don't have any around me, so I do have public toilets around me, so it's bringing that out as well. So basically, whatever it is you want to search on the internet, Google is this powerful tool that brings everything to you. So it's not just about searching for something you want to write, but it's also about our everyday lives and how useful we could use this tool. So we could use it for a number of things, as we've seen. My alarm, my timer is still running here in the background. Still running here in the background. So it depends on how you want to use, how much you know, how much use you have for Google. Google search is quite powerful. It's I don't think there's anything I've ever searched on Google, no matter how ridiculous it is, that I haven't gotten a response for. So, you know, people do a lot of things near me. You could see something like dentist near me, and then it brings out the results. Oh, this again. Or mechanics near me, and then it brings out those results. But the thing is that sometimes you don't even need to, you don't need to know medication. Like you don't already. You don't need to put near me in it. You could simply just dentist. And it brings out the same results. So like I mentioned from the beginning, this is going to be a very short class, and I think how many minutes have we spent? We've not spent that much minutes here, and we've gone through all the basics. Now, all the tricks of Google searches is way more than this, but the ones that have taken us through are the basic ones, that are the most useful ones that people tend to use all the time. So yeah, that's it. So thank you for joining the class today. As usual, we've got our next class next Saturday, the same time, 3 to 5 p.m. Next week, we would be talking about an advanced search methods. We'll be talking about how you use AI platforms like ChatGPT and other AI platforms to, you know, get responses to your answers as well. So you're searching for an overheating laptop, also care for that. You're searching for that on Google. Yeah, we could do the same thing using GPT-3 and GPT-4 systems as well. So we're expecting you next week. Thank you for joining the class today. Yeah, I want us to wait until the timer goes off so you'd hear sound. So in the meantime, don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. Don't forget to join the class the next time. And if you've missed any of the classes that we've done, you could always refer back to Google, our YouTube page. We have a playlist of all the videos that we've recorded since this series has started, right from the first class to the end of the class. So after this class, we've got 2 more classes using AI resources to find answers to your queries. And the last class would be on building your personal brand. So the idea is that you've started the class with us, you've learned a lot of things about your business, and that's this is quite useful. You don't need to okay, stop shouting. So you don't need to let's say you want to set an alarm or something, and rather than use your phone that would give you a distraction, you could easily ask Google to, you know, do that for you. And yeah, something else I should mention is that when you Google search, it's not all the time that you have to type in something. You could use this I have to allow this. Okay, set a timer. And there it goes. And it's not just that. You could also search by image. I don't think I've got any image on my system right now that I need to search for, but let's take a look at it. I don't think I've got images. No, I don't have images, sorry. Well, I don't have images that we could use for this to search for something. So you could also use an image or paste the image link or something to search for it. So it's not just text. You could use a voice and you could use an image as well. Okay, let's stop this. So yeah, that's all for today. Don't forget to join us. Oh yeah, I was saying that the idea is that you've joined us from the beginning. You've learned about setting up your about marketing, about getting content. You've learned about writing whatever you have technical writing. You've learned about marketing your content. You've learned about designing simple graphics for your business, graphics and animations for your business. You've learned the right way. You're learning the right way to use Google to get the results you want to do. We're also going to learn how to use ChatGPT to get whatever value, the most value out of your business or out of your business or studies, whatever it is you're doing. So the last class will now focus on rebuilding your brand. So it's a complete package from the beginning to end. So once again, thank you for joining. See you next week. Bye.